the effect of exercise on quality of life in type 2 diabetes, a systematic review and meta-analysis. I was wondering if we could get started just telling us about some of the background of this research.
Mhm.
How did it come about?
And so I thought, well, what is something that patients report that if they improve, they should be able to feel this change within themselves? And quality of life was one of those outcomes that's a patient-reported outcome, and it reflects how the patient feels with regards to their overall mental, physical well-being. And it's not just the absence of sickness; it has a focus on health. And so I thought, okay, well, there's a lot of literature out there on the effects of exercise on quality of life, but none of this has been synthesized into a meta-analysis to kind of know, well, which modality of exercise might be most effective, how best do we deliver these interventions, and if there are improvements, what kind of factors of quality of life, so what components of quality of life are driving what we see. And so this is the idea I had. This is a collaboration with some of my colleagues from Spain, with Juan Pablo, who's the last author on the paper. He did a postdoc at Sydney Uni where we got together and we started talking about these issues. And so through conversation, these things arise and you say, okay, for me, I'm happy to improve biochemical and anthropometric parameters, but, I want to know, what does this mean for the patient? And so that's how we landed where we landed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's really important what you said, that none of the other papers had looked at the effect of exercise alone, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh.
in the meta-analysis particularly. So there were systematic reviews that had done it previously,
Mhm.
but they hadn't combined the results into a statistical method that can tell you, if you do exercise, you should roughly see to improve this amount. And we did that with effect sizes. Again, effect sizes don't mean much for patients because it's a statistical outcome. But then what we did was we saw how well these small changes or these effect size changes correlated with changes in glycemia, so blood glucose control, and we thought that it was significantly correlated. So that was a good finding. So we said, like, look, if you do exercise and you improve your quality of life, it's likely that you also improve your blood glucose control. So if you feel better, it's likely that there are other biochemical things happening in the background that's allowing you to feel as good as you feel, and not just doing the exercise for exercise sake.
So just a few sentences, what would you say?
No.
Why is this important?
So I think our research is important because it allows clinicians to educate their patients on the effects of exercise for improving not only physical and biochemical outcomes, but letting them know that, hey, if you exercise regularly, you also improve your quality of life. And if you go into exercise regularly and you had to choose what kind of exercise to do and to prioritize, from the available literature, it looks like you should be prioritizing aerobic exercise. And if possible, try and combine that with resistance training